Whoever already liked the stream before I hit go live is the real G here. Let me send this link to my Discord real quick. Didn't tell anyone I was streaming, but this is gonna be a boring one anyway, so. Oh no, this is gonna be a neat one, but it's not gonna be a spicy one. I mean, what we're gonna do today is visual effects. And by that, I mean lighting and stuff. And maybe some extra particles on other things. We're just gonna pretty up what we already have. People say you should wait till you have all the functionality of something before worrying too much about the graphics, but I say it's a lot more fun to work on functionality when everything is gorgeous as fuck. So that's what we're gonna go with. And yeah, yesterday I said that I was gonna try streaming at around 8 p.m. Central, but here at Banquet Games we like to break boundaries, and yeah, here we are at 4 p.m. Hey Eric. So, how are we gonna do lighting? First things first. Hey crap, I died. It's going great. How's it going with you? Hello, Matt Shiro. Yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to keep my streams at around 2 to 3 hours. So, probably be done by the time I usually would have started. And if I'm bored, I might stream some game later, but no one's waiting for that. Alright, repositories. Yeah, I don't know how you stream for 6 hours. Because I looked on YouTube, it looked like you finished like half hour before I got home. And you were already going for hours before I saw it the first time. Oh, sweet. Caught you when I otherwise would have. Yeah, I think on the weekends I want to stream earlier in the day to see if other time zones care about what I'm working on. Damn, dude. I feel that. I'm a high school dropout, and I worked on my channel when I wasn't working on homework. Where is my torch? Here it is. Hey, cheers. So let's take a look at this. Torch. So it has this light thing. This is the main thing we're going to work on. Yeah, I'm in community college, but if YouTube or Terra Labyrinth ends up being in any way profitable, I'm jumping straight on that. Yeah, let's start with this torch, which is just a sprite. Here's our torch. And then looks like there's particles. Oh, I don't like that. We're not gonna add particles yet. We're gonna make them better than that. We need this light. Texture. Effects, light. So y'all never done 2D lighting in Godot, maybe you could learn something here. Even though I don't really exactly remember how to do it either, but we'll figure it out. So these puns have to stop. Where am I? Ooh, audio is important. So, what this light's gonna be, the reason the light has to be its own thing is because I like having a script where global could turn on and off, or yeah, turn on and off the lights. Now, we're not gonna worry about that right now, but just in case I do want to do it later, it'll be ready. So, let's add the light scene to this torch, which will be in things with a lowercase t. And then, I don't know how to do audio the proper way, but if you want an easy way of doing audio, make an autoload script with this. This is all you need for audio. Just this one function. It creates a new audio stream player, it adds it to the tree, it plays this whatever sound you set as an argument, sets the volume to whatever, then connect this, so when it's finished it queues free, and then just play it. Easy as heck, and you don't need to make audio stream players for every single individual sound you want in your game. Before, in Godot 2, they let you make libraries of sound and you could just play them like animations. I don't know why they removed that. Or maybe they just changed the name of something, but I don't know where it is. Anyway. Now we got torches. And now, we could add that as a tile to our Jim Jam. Yeah, animation players have audio tracks. Objects. New thing. Rewrite. Areas. Ruins test. Torch. Object. Torch. Now, objects, torch, bam, and bam. Let's see how these look. Let's see if this runs. Those look like torches. Now let's make how are we gonna do this? Oh, well, let's put it in the areas, ruins, background. And what is it called? Canvas modulate. Make it big somehow. I don't know how this works. Oh, yeah. Okay. Put it on top. Or, how do I do this? I think this has to be above background somewhere. Like, let's see what this looks like. Oh no, that was it. So yeah, now we got torches. But the thing is, I don't want it to be this dark. Like, this is neat. I still want things to be pretty visible. So, quick fix is just make the canvas modulate not so dark. So now this is our maximum darkness, but maybe a little darker than that. How are you exporting from tiled into Godot? Go to Asset Library, just type in tiled, and then you got this. Then you just save your TMX files inside Godot. It'll import all the things, and if you have tiled collisions set up, all the collisions will be set up. And then for anything else, like if you need your enemies to spawn in, you could create a custom script where it takes the tile's position and spawns in the enemies and other objects there. So yeah. Yeah, maybe if you go, there's a separate branch for the 2.x than 3, but the 3.0 one and it works for 3.0 and 3.1, and it works pretty perfectly. I'm really happy with the results. And now the artist for this game is trying to figure out implementing it for our overworld. Like, he's making a new overworld tile set that I'm really happy with. Good. Look at that. That's gonna be in our game. Isn't that pretty? No problem, dude. Glad to help. Alright, so I think I want to add... Should you make the player always glow a little? Yes. That's another thing. Or at least, I need some sort of effect for the player. Glowing a little might... we'll see. I think I could put the player on, like, a different light mask. Pretty sure that's a thing. Yeah. So this will just make, oh, never mind, that's not it. Oh, no, because he's still under the canvas modulate. Well, I'm still not sure exactly what that effect's gonna look like, because I don't want him to just glow a little bit. But one thing is, this is way too dark. I think... Hold on. First, let's just try cranking up the radius of this. Okay. A little bright. 5. Still very bright, but we could decrease the energy a bit. There. So... Well, at this point, what's even the point of having light? So it's intense near the light, but more gradually. Yeah, we could edit the texture itself, but here, let's try this with completely black canvas. The thing I'm not gonna bother with is shadows. We had shadows in the old version, and it looked really nice, but it did affect performance, especially if there was overlapping lights. So lights are just gonna be exactly what you see here, except we can make them have a smaller thing and then place more of them. Like, one here, one here. See how the room looks. Let's make the scale less. That's a little too dark. Everything just looks faded. Hold on. The other thing to note is my monitors, both of my monitors have really bad color accuracy. So I might make it look good on my screen and it'll look awful on yours. So that's something I have to think about. Crank the energy back up. Okay. Can you assign certain pixels to be full bright? That's a pretty useful thing. I wanna figure that out. I don't want to make, ooh, yeah, that would be really nice. I could probably do it with a shader, but I don't know how to do shaders. It's something I could look into on my own. So my fog shader's hidden. Or no, it's just barely visible. So now that there's lighting, we could increase the effect of this fog shader. Still really hard to, oh, because it's only in the background, it doesn't go above anything. Well, if it's only in the background, then let's just crank it all the way. Oh, my bad. I went the wrong direction. Or, no I didn't. I'm clicking the wrong things here. Where's my fog shader? It's like barely visible. I don't know how this works. Let's see if I could change. Oh, there it is. Okay, what does this number do? I don't know what this number does. I wonder if I could put the shader on the modulator. Nah. Can't do that. You can kind of see the fog in the background, but it's very, very light. Let's get rid of this. Does this have to be on a different canvas? Probably. Oops. That's canceling them out. Okay. Alright, well it's there. The effect is a little too much. But thing is, here's the issue. There's no black. See that? Unless that's just my monitor looking bad. Hold on, let me change the light. Oh, you're right, I could, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. What was this before? Oops. That doesn't show it. Can you change it to multiply instead of add? I don't know. What did I do? Let's try that again. So, okay, the bottom of the shader. I don't know what any of this stuff means. The shaders, see the final color? Yeah. Multiply this? Hold on. Well, the add is just, like, that's just, I'm pretty sure that last bit is just changing the intensity of it, not really if it's additive or... The issue is, I think it's because it's not on the same canvas, but also that's an issue. Like, I'm surprised it's even showing a little bit here, because it is showing the fog a little bit. And I'm curious about what parts of it, what parts of that shader makes it show anyway. If there was no light whatsoever, is there any thing here? Okay, very little light. So you could see the fog. How did I get this working in the old one? the old one there was no black either. Well, well, an old one. How was it structured in the old one? Darkness was above background. The fog was in here. Okay. I don't. Let's just put it back to where it was pretty much working. Try subtraction instead of multiplication on the last line. Interesting. Brings it back to the barely visible. Let's just put it over everything and tweak this. It's a little too subtle. No, I think that's perfect for now. I can come back to this later. Torches are kind of dim. I think that's just because of the fog's color. So if I set this back to 1 and set this back to white and then just make it transparent. Basically what it was before. And the light works. Fog's subtle enough. Let's just do that. So oof. You could see the edge of the light textures. See that? See that line right here? So we need a better light texture. Because it just cuts out right there. Now how we gonna do this? So hold on. What? Is there no way to... What are these called? They're not light maps. Oh, just light. This one? Alright. Now let's keep it that. That'll re-import. Texture scale to 1. This is the wrong game. Oops. Oh, but that was the right thing. Error importing. And with this texture scale could be 1. And there's an issue. Non-existent resource. Re-import. Okay. Where did it go? Oh, why? Okay. What a goof. Right, still confused because it was there. Am I going blind? I'm going insane. Where is it? Okay, this is the wrong Terra Labyrinth. Okay, got it. Alright, and then there's... Well, you could kind of see a line there. But it's subtle, and there's going to be another light in this room. I don't like how the fog looks on a dark room. And I don't like how the whole room is gray. Well, see on my second monitor, I could barely notice it. So this monitor, maybe it's just ugly on my monitor. How does it look to you guys? Looks like smoke. Really, you should only be able to... Also, I don't... Now that it's on a canvas layer, it doesn't... It's... Oh, it can't be on another canvas layer. Has to be on this layer. Let's see what we can get with this. Let's crank up the intensity in the shader now. Not really affecting it. Just damn canvas modulate. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what it is, it's gonna be that. Oh, well there's something. Doesn't show up in game. At all. Because really, realistically, the fog should only show up in the presence of light, you know? What if we put the fog shader on the light? No, that's not gonna work. I don't feel this. Yeah, no. That ain't it. I don't know why it's always just so light. Because it is there. Hmm? Oh my god, and there's also the issue as... Oh, was I supposed to be re-importing every time I tried something? No, it wasn't that. Okay. Whew. Like, on one hand, I like the subtlety of how it is now, but I wish it didn't have to be that subtle. Oops. don't see it. Well, you know what? Here's the annoying thing. In the Plains tile set, and anything that's like only caves and ruins like this are going to have lighting, and only caves and ruins like this are gonna have fog. So it's not even like, oh well, maybe it'll look nice elsewhere. No, it'll only look like this in the only places where it is, you know? And now I'm not getting any fog. Looked best how it was originally. Thought I changed it back to 0.5. Well, now it's not there at all, is the thing. Still barely see it. But we could keep it being subtle. Let's set this to like 10 and then increase the lights. Energy. White with a small alpha. Well, it's still white. And the alpha is just gonna make it even less visible. I'm not even entirely sure if I see it right now or if my mind's just tricking me in it. No, it's there. It's just little bits. There's something in the shader to make, if certain parts of it could make it through, then other parts of it should make it through too, right? What if we increase the octaves? No. But you know what I mean? Like, there's gotta be something in the shader that would do it. I just don't understand how this works. That's just, that looks like it's just randomizing something. It's gotta be something with, I don't know what FBM means. That affected something. I think that just duplicated it over itself. How did it look in the original? Okay, well I fucked with this a bit. I don't know, the fog doesn't look visually appealing to me. I would probably use a 2D sprite to create the fog. Well, I like the fog. I like how it looks in this game. Like, this room looks great with the fog and the light. Now granted, this is with shadows. Here's how it would probably look in this, but that's still cool. This is how it looks with no shadows and fog. So I guess I just have to take a closer look at this version and figure it out from there. But look at that. See how you could see the lighting on the fog there? The fog is what makes the the light really work. The colored light, I mean. Because without the fog, hold on, it might still look nice without the fog. Let's see. Light 1. No, you can't really, like, you could see the light over there without the fog. But with the fog, you could really and honestly, that effect has to be toned down a bit. That's a little much. But that's still, I still like that quite a lot. And it looks especially good here, I think. Because if we hide it, here's how it looks with the fog. Here's how it looks without. Not as good. You could still kind of see the lighting on the walls, which is nice. But with fog, I like it with fog. Now that's a little too much light. It looks better with shadows, even though the shadows doesn't look perfect. How'd you do the modular on the original? So what I think the difference is here is the canvas layer is outside of the background. I think that's the only difference, because here, this should look pretty much the same. A little bit of alpha, but it's not the question of, because the alpha would make it less intense, but here there's no intensity. So let's try with darkness being its own thing outside of it. So let's call this darkness. Let's also capitalize this. Capitalize that too, but I don't care right now. Save this as a scene. Get rid of it. Here's the fog. Let's see how fog looks by default. Real ugly, but the darkness should even it out. Well, no. This is supposed to have alpha 75, which is much better. So way too bright in here. We need to add some darkness to the scene. But with that, we're going to have to too bright. I think this might be it though. Let's make sure darkness is as dark as it could be before I change the lighting itself. Too bright. Way too bright. Way too much. Quick to 70, but how do you make 70 bucks? Is there any darkness here? I don't think there is. Okay. That's why, because the freaking canvas module isn't happening. Oh, nice, dude. Alright, this is not the way we're supposed to do it. I just want to see if this will change anything. No, that brings us back to the fog being barely visible. I don't know how this happened. Does the order of those affect it at all? No. There is no darkness to be seen here. It's still bright. This is just what we had earlier. Let's try adding it. Let's try. Let's try something. Man, I've been on this freaking fog for too long. Let's just add this to every imported thing. And re-import. Still no dark. Liam. Why? Is that getting added at all? It's not in there. Okay. Now we know for a fact that it's in there. No fog. God. Damn it. Like, there is fog, but it's barely visible again. What if there's more lights? Let there be lights? There was. There's no fog. This is infuriating. Like, the fog is so barely visible. Well, before, it was just good. Look at that. That looks nice. You could just make a fog a texture image that scrolls across the screen. No, because the fog here, you could kind of see that this cloud right here in the shader is there. When I just made it on a canvas layer, then everything moved along with the player and it didn't look right. But here you could see individual parts of it staying. You could see, like, the fog actually feels finite instead of just being a clear effect. Is the screen mode pixel perfect? I don't see why that would matter. What do you mean? Wait, is there anything that I changed there that might have... I don't think so. Now, if I took out darkness, made it a child of background, would that affect anything? No. See, it doesn't even matter where it is on that project. So I don't need to do any shenanigans here. I could just add it as a child of the background where it would be the easiest, and it should work. It is the same shader, and I'll make absolute sure, because that would be really annoying if it isn't. Could be something between GLES 2 and 3, you're right, it probably is. No, it wasn't that. My particles still work here? Yeah, they do. Well, I'll keep it at 3 for now. Now let's copy here. Just delete the fog for now. And then let's go to old effects. Get the fog, which isn't here for some reason. Maybe I didn't save it in the old one. Background, fog. It is. Where is it saved? Am I still looking at the wrong thing? Oh, you know what? I think it's in Terra Labyrinth. Generation, areas, ruins, fog. Replace. So this should give an error first. Because I was reusing some stuff kind of willy-nilly. So this is the same texture and everything. Still barely affecting it. Wait. What did I do differently here? That doesn't look exactly the same, but I'm not finished either. What happened? Like, that's closer. The lighting's less intense here. The size changed? Maybe? Is there darkness here? No, there's not. No, there is. What is happening here? Got the fog, got the darkness. Let's make the light. Hold on, let's close this old one, this is confusing me. Set the light higher. Okay, less than that. Fog's not quite as intense as I want it to be, but it kind of seems like it's working. Modulate. Okay. Wait, hold on. A little less light. Something about the layers in Z-index? Maybe. But this is it. Like, this is it. It works now. frickin' finally. Let's add some more lights to the scene. Okay, I don't care where they are. I just want to be able to see everything. And we'll place them a little bit. Here, let's try increasing the scale. Okay, not that much. 1.1. We could place them more so that it affects it evenly. Because we don't have shadows. The old one has shadows, so it's not going to look as good as the old one. At least not until I decide I do want shadows anyway. But... Am I happy with this? I might be. If you do a slight yang on the light blobs, make them bigger and more intense, that might help. Let's see. So if we is there a way to adjust the scale here, but without having to I mean, that's pretty hot. What do you mean? Do you think having 8-bit sounding sound effects but real instrument music would sound off together or be fine? I don't know. It all depends on if both of them are good sound effects or music by themselves. See the circle. No, I think it was fine. I think this lighting looked good. We could play with it later though. I want to add shadows. Shadows are going to make the game run much worse but look much better. Therefore, I want it. But issue is we need to figure out how occluders work with tiled. So we could set the type to occluder. No, that's for objects. Tile sets only have one navigation and one occluder per tile. So if we go to our tile set here, how do we add an occluder? Because this has collision here. Whoa, we do parallax through tiled? We're gonna do that. Go tile sets only simple last found. Set the type of an object to occluder to use it as such. So do the tiles count as objects? Can I set this to occluder? Will this let me re-import ruins? Wait. Re-import ruins and re-import ruins test. And suddenly everything has occluders. Well, that wouldn't work by default because I didn't add shadows yet. But if I enable shadows right now, buddy, get down there. Get. Okay. If I enable shadows right now, okay, how did I do this? In the old one, gotta reopen the old one real quick. Effects, no. Engine light, no. Effects light, right? Yeah, not bad. So shadow enabled. I don't know what any of that stuff means. I don't know why my buffer size is different there, but what does this stuff mean? Hold on. Alright, well I gotta make the assumption that the occluder did not work automatically. By shadows, if y'all haven't done this, I mean, the walls here should occlude the light so that it gets darker going down. So, let's see. Collision, tile sets, it's tiled, occlusion. So it doesn't have an occluder, and I don't think I could just draw one in here. No, I can't. I have to figure out how to import it in. Hold on, there's more wiki. Occluder. Any shape you draw in tiled is called an object. Okay. Sound treats them as collision shapes by default, but it could also turn them into navigation paths or light occluders. select the shape. Does it have to be you? Oh, that was it. Okay, I had to do it to the actual shape. Will this kill my collisions? Yes. Okay. But I could just draw another guy up here. Is there any way to make the mist and ambient light the same pixel size as the graphics? I'm sure there is, but there's a lot of things here that go, like, I'm not gonna do it, but you could probably do it. If one wanted to. I never touched a shader, so I wouldn't know how to do it with the shader. There might be a resolution thing in the shader, unless the... Well, I'm not really seeing any pixels on this shader. The light, yes. The light, you could define the actual light texture here. You could make this pixelated. Not quite sure about the shader for the other thing. Oh, don't save that. Collision? No. Okay. Re-import. Collision? Yes. So, I hate how it looks right now. But that's just because some things are too close to the ground. Ideally, things will be about yay high. And we'll also adjust the numbers so that we can make it not so strict to make it look nice. Wrong game. Like, that's looking better. Gonna adjust the numbers though. Yeah, we're gonna make it nowhere near as intense. The smoothness of the shadows lags a lot. Alright, I like that at 4. What buffer size? Let's set it to the default. I don't remember why I changed that in the first place. Immediately, that's looking much better. Stuff like that. I think that's where the smoothing comes to play. No, it's not. Well, a little bit. Yeah, it does smooth if at maximum that is a little smoother. But that's a little ugly. Will gradient light change that at all? No, that's just how that is. Meaning we are going to have to, like, you know, insert these lights properly. We can't do it willy-nilly. And in fact, what we might do, one option is we could place the lights with no torches. We could make the torches just kind of, they could put off their own light. But the reason we'd put lights at all is because this looks really nice. So we could put like even lights throughout and then have torches have their own colored light. And then yeah, we could play around with it from design perspective, but from a programming perspective, this is pretty much how the lighting is going to look in game. How we place them exactly is going to be up for discussion. But I think this looks really nice. What do you guys think? Like, because I am making this for people to play. Don't flames come out with... What? With an orange glow. Yeah, we could do that. I think this is making it... We are catching up with the old version. I think the old version looks really nice. The lighting intensity is a little bit more on the old version. I like how it... Because you see how he's like pretty bright here? Whereas if you do this, he's like that. Pretty bright. Okay, I don't think I like the brightness. How does it look here? It has the brightness if you're like between two lights. Also, is there a way to make it so that... Hold on, let's make the lights not add. I think that's what I mean. Mode mix? Is that what I want? No. Thought that was what I wanted. Why does it do that? Just add what I mean. What I want is so that if there are two lights overlapping, where it just keeps the maximum value of the lights instead of doubling it. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just don't know how. I think mask fucks everything up. Yeah. So I doubt. Yeah, no. And obviously we could just, you know, be careful with our design. We're not gonna have too many instances. Is there a max mode? For where? Because these are all we have for modes. What's range? We don't have normal maps. Ooh, where could we use normal maps here? I wonder if we could really go for stuff here. Like if we have like different light values for like this would have a mapping so that maybe I don't know. This looks fine. There's certain things here, but you know, if we move things around a bit, maybe we can make it look nicer. Make this more centered and this further away from that edge. I'm pretty sure one of those is what did it. Then if we check that out, I like how this starting room looks great. So if this is like the baseline for how it's gonna look, then I am happy. There, we got rid of the thing. This room's kind of dark though, but also lights that are too close to walls kind of get shut out by, or no, that's because the occluder is larger than the tiles themselves. So that's the reason it looks like that. And that could be fixed, obviously. We could go deeper into making sure everything looks right. When Andrew's there, because you know Andrew's doing all the visuals, the actual visuals. I'm just trying to make it spicy. And I think it's starting to look pretty spicy. Let me tell Andrew. Just letting him know that we have shadows. Does the flaming vines also light up? Not yet, but we are going to do that. We are going to add lights to everything that requires lights, including wisps and stuff. Yeah, we're going to go in and add the lights to everything and make sure it all looks nice and mixes correctly. Let's see how this looks with GLES 2. I'm curious. Wow, was it GLES 2 that killed the fog shader? I think it was. Yeah, it was GLES 2. Huh. Good to know. I'm making all the particles with CPU particles right now. I'm not sure if I should. But CPU particles work with, yeah, thank you, Eric. You were right. But CPU particles work with GLES2, whereas the regular ones use GPU, and that does not work with GLES2. I'm not sure. I don't think the CPU particles are ever going to get so extreme that this won't run on anything. I test this game on my laptop frequently. My laptop has a really shitty CPU. In fact, I kind of want to test it right now, but I'm not going to because I'm streaming. But that's something I'll play with later. Who knows, maybe all this will have to get changed because it won't work. The other thing we could do is we could change the light mode. Like, in the old Terra Labyrinth, we have multiple light modes, and I'm probably going to have that for this version as well. Have you seen Mindseas? Game reminds you of it? I have not. Mindseas. Nice art. Gorgeous art. That looks really nice. Ooh, yeah. This I could really see a comparison. Mindseas does the same stuff where it is pixel art, but we have a lot of, like, definitely non-pixel art effects, which I love. Ooh. Mindseas has the individual glow on certain things that I think Blah you said asked if that's possible, and I definitely want to see it happen, because that would be cool. Interesting. So yeah, I would like to, cause then I can make like this have, cause I mean what we could do, a way of doing it is we could add another light 2D to this, give it the same texture. Let's see if that works. Or I'm not sure if the texture has to be white, but let's see if, no, torch, not thorns. Another light 2D. I don't know if this needs a white texture. Would shaders create that glow? Maybe. But you could do it with light 2Ds. Oh, but you're not going to be able to animate it. Where is my torch sprite? Where did I put that? Where is my torch sprite? What random folder did I save this in? That's not it. Effects. Where did I save this? And huh? Is this animation still working? Yeah. I think this texture just got lost somehow. Alright, let's grab it from the other one and make sure that doesn't give us a crash later. You could also make a black and white texture, then maybe get the yeah, that's what I was thinking. I want to see if just using this texture will work, but otherwise it might have to be white. White with like a little bit of glow. Like that's probably exactly how we have to do it. Hold on. How about we Google this? You get a prize for breaking lights. I should add that, but we need more sprites for that. Would a normal map work with light 2D? Maybe? I don't know how to use normal maps in 2D though, so I'll have to experiment. Sprite, canvas item, beyond glow. What is glow? Okay, well first of all, here's how we make it not affected by light. Oh, my dad's calling me. Hold on. Be right back. Alright, back. Maybe in Godot there's a light mask. There are light masks. Wait. Hold on. I don't know. We're not going to do that right now. I mean, what I could do is just create this light 2D. Instead of making it specific. Oh, I want to do that though. That would look so cool if like individual pixels glowed. Can you assign lights to layers? I think there are Z layers in Godot. Well, lights I think are just going to, if they're on, there are light layers, right? There are separate like light masks. Not that. Where is it? I thought I saw it. Here, light masks. With Z index, it's just gonna, they're just gonna mix. Light layers work exactly like physics layers. Yeah, hold on. What's this? How to make a, no. Pixel glow shader. I don't know. If anyone comes across something and wants to send it to me, please. But that's not necessary right now. Right now I need to add all the lighting effects for everything else. So let's change that item back into a trailblazer, and let's also delete these guys. I don't know why I didn't delete earlier. Use a tween to control the intensity. Oh, that is something I should... Oh, I should have like a light flicker. I could just do that with the animation player. Hey, Caleb. That's terrible. That is awful. But the idea is there. Oh, that hurts my eyes a lot. Sorry about that. Just gotta make it much more subtle. That's better. Yeah, you can see it just barely changing. I think it could be a little bit more than that. TBH. This might be significantly more, but let's just see. Yeah, that's too much. Maybe just like 9.7 and 0.3. 0.3. Okay, maybe 2. Should have tried 2 first, but is cool. Let's try that, but then let's also slow it down. Tween the saturation of the lamp sprite to add more flicker. What do you mean? One thing I'm thinking is this is way too, I could randomize. I could like... Let's make it more random. Hold on, let's... Check this out. We could do... Create a script. We'll just do this 4 times. Way too much. Oh, because that doesn't tween it. So we would need to add a tween to that, which is a little bit more effort than I'd care to do. So forget it. It's such a small effect. I'm not even sure if anyone's ever going to notice it. So we could just put it back to where it was before. Really, really light. But not random. I think that'll work out. So let's do the O2 again. Oops. Was it supposed to be scalar energy? I'm gonna do scale. Maybe it should be energy. What did we do? Scalar energy. Does anyone remember? Must have been energy since it was... I was using scale? Okay. So I don't need the ones in the middle, it's just gonna tween it anyway, so. Can't you just make a process method for flames that randomize the light value? Well, I can't do it every frame because it'll look very, very jittery. But I could call that function 4 times and have it tween between them and have it random, but I don't think it matters. So we do need the script. I just want to... I just want to randomize the starting time. I think that should be fine. Could also randomize the speed too, but that's gonna do this as well, which isn't necessarily... No, I could put them on separate animation players. At that point, I might as well just make the tween function, you know, if I'm gonna go that far. But one thing I will say is, let's make this a little lighter. Ooh, what if we randomize the easing? Nah. Wait, why did that make it worse? Oh. Okay, it's barely visible, but you know what? Okay, it could be a little more than that. Oh, you can't go any more than that? Fine, let's just put it back to where it was. You liked it better before? Yeah, let's put it back. Yeah, that's fine. That'll work. Let's try it without the randomization again. Oh, nice, Eric. That's sweet. Okay, do we like it with or without randomization? I don't want to... yeah, let's try energy. Oops. Let's try that and then also do the... Is that better? I can't tell. I don't want to do the random. I liked the light scale better. What the hell? Is light scale... Did I call it the wrong thing? Texture scale. Texture scale, a little bit more energy. Okay, a little less energy. That's too much. I wish I could get it between the 0.99 and the 0.98, but it won't let me do 8.5. 9.85, I mean. The distance between lights is better on the second screen. See, I'm not sure if this is hard on the eyes or if I'm just not used to it. Because I've been looking at this game a certain way. Why not do 0.98? You're right. Yeah, because that'll... This is good. This is good. This is why I'm leaving it at. And yeah, let's get the burning effects in next for the Trailblazer. Oh man, that was a little lag spike. No, I don't think it was from this. I think it's because I'm streaming. Okay, sweet. I'm happy with this. Y'all happy with this? I'm happy with this. Very, very subtle. But, yeah, it does seem to add. Did you enter the Game Maker Toolkit Game Jam? No, I don't trust myself to not stress out during game jams. Yeah, and when you're moving, and you are going to be moving, the original Terra Labyrinth was made in Game Jam. That's the only Game Jam I ever participated in. But I don't know. I'm a baby. Alright, we gotta... So first let's add a small light to the Trailblazer. So items, Trailblazer. Then we just instance our light. Scale is going to be like 0.5. Energy is going to be 1. Color is going to be orange. Let's try that. Okay, that's way too much. Can you add a constant light to the player? So my thoughts on that is we're gonna light the rooms up well enough. We're gonna light up the rooms up well enough where you won't need to worry about that. Like hold on. It is never gonna be like this dark. The only times where it will be that dark is when it's like that from a gameplay perspective, like if we have just dark areas where you're not supposed to see the player all the time. Basically, we're gonna work that out through gameplay. Also, this looks bad, but that's all we could do for now because of how we set up the occlusion. Also, stop breaking. I need to fix the Terra Labyrinth wall detection at some point. Anyway, I think that's a good enough light. And then thorns is going to be a big one. Let's look at how I did thorns in the old one because I think it looked perfect in the old one. Besides the smoke, which was broken. So, looks like I just have 3 things. 1, 2, 3. Tiny value. Okay. Simple enough. So let's add a light. Our light... Oh, we did a custom light here. We didn't do regular light. Interesting. I don't know why I did that. It does have a script. Oh, okay, well it still had the script, so it's fine. So it doesn't matter. It's functionally the same thing. So let's do texture scale is going to be 0.5, except our new texture scale is double. So this is going to be 0.25. Also, this isn't going to affect anything else, right? Okay. Let's get some orange. Doesn't matter exactly. Then energy is going to be handled here. So, lights enabled. Nope. But then on the next available thing, it will be. Right, that's at 0.01. And then energy is going to be basically 0, going to basically 0, but in the middle, at the peak, it's going to go up to 2. So let's try that with a lot of these. Yeah? There's a note on my door.
Bigger.
I put the dishes away. Jekka cleaned the remaining ones.
That can work both ways too.
What? Ma, you told me to put the note, and it's there. The note says busy, by the way. Oh, hold on. Okay, the light is off-centered. The energy is the max energy is a little too much. Or is it perfect? The note's actually just a post-it note. It definitely is not big enough. But okay, is this energy good or is it too much? Good? Okay. I got one. I like it, so yeah, I like it too. Good for now. Damn, dude. Okay, so we got that. Now we need to add lighting for the wisp. Let's get rid of these guys. And let's add a wisp. I think it looks nice, but the edges of the light could maybe be softer. Okay, I'll think about making a custom. Well, we could have several different light things here. I'll play with that later. Because we could have certain things with more intense lights or light gradients. Certain things without. But let's add this wisp. Particles, excuse me. What's wrong? I didn't do that? What do the wisps look like now? Wrong game. Okay, yeah, this is the wrong game. My bad. God, that's so annoying. I need to name this something so I could see at the beginning. I'll rename it Old Terra Labyrinth. In fact, let's just do that right now. No, this is the right one. God damn it. Okay. Alright, now at least I'll be able to see that. Now let's open Wisp. Give it the light. Well, I have to use the same number for Godot, so that's actually still annoying. But thanks for the tip, I didn't know about that hotkey. Or put on separate desktop. Finally, a Linux feature added to Windows. Oh, that. So this guy had texture scale of 0.75, but that's actually 0.75 of 0.5, which is 0.375. And color's gonna be like this-ish. What's the energy? 1. Okay. Let's check it out. Looks good to me. He has that eerie glow. Actually, he needs more energy. Which is way too intense in the light. But outside of the light, that's way too much actually. 1.5. Oops. F5. I don't know if you've heard of Securis. Lots of shaders for lights. Let's check them out. Is this for Godot? Ooh, I liked this. Oh, yeah, I've seen this before. Okay. I don't know when specifically we'll be able to use this because we want the front of the player to be visible and not black. But, oh no, we can make use of this anyway. No, yeah, we can make use of this anyway. That'll still look really nice. In fact, we could make the player's armor. We could make the player's armor give off shinier lights than the rest of his body. But we'd have to see if he has the source available for that first of all, which I'm not going to look for right now. I'm not going to do this right now. And why am I not following this guy? Yeah, we'll see about doing something like that later, because that would be sick. I'll think about it. This guy's bright. Maybe I should put him on a separate mask so that he doesn't get so bright next to a torch. But maybe I like that. I like that for now, but we'll think about separate masks later. There's a little bit of stutter there. Oh, I love how that looks. Hold on. Gotta see that again. Damn. So, cool. Cool. Yeah, I would love to get that normal mapping on the player sprite. That would be a ton of extra work for Andrew, though. Because we already have... Our sprite sheets is already pretty big, and it's only going to get bigger. Because we'd have to define that for all of these. Yeah, I'm not going to make him do that. We'll see what other cool stuff we could do. Have you messed with... What is that? Later. Oh. Interesting. Caleb, I almost thought this was you because he has the skull for there. Yeah, I'll look into this. I like how our lighting looks. A little bit, sometimes it's a little, I don't like how you could definitely see the roundness there, but I'll deal with that, because as a whole it looks nice. Character is hard to see in front of the stone wall. Yeah, he is. Previously the stone wall was something you could collide with, but I guess when Andrew drew it, he meant for it to be a background object, and I think... Now, it would be really nice if we can get normal mapping on the stone wall, and you could see, like, individual things with the lighting. That would be sick. But I think for now, what I'm gonna do is just, adjust the brightness. I'm not sure if I could do that on here. Probably not, right? No. But I could do it in the sprite sheet, and I'll let Andrew know. Oh, like something on the play. I don't. Oh. Oh yeah, I was talking. Someone mentioned that earlier. No, the player is gonna be fully affected by light for now. Maybe if y'all have a better reason for not, because the reason is there's gonna be some areas of the game where. Have you considered making background walls with a dark light? What do you mean? Anyway, there's gonna be some sections of the game where the player is where it is just gonna be dark. Make a light just for the wall that sucks out light. Why? I'm still not fully understanding. Anyway, the lighting is gonna be better. Like, it's never gonna be this dark unless it's supposed to be through gameplay. And also more contrast between. Well, what I was saying is I could just make it darker. I always feel bad when I edit Andrew's sprites. No contrast. No contrast. Just brightness. Again, this isn't there. That's a little easier to see, even if it's uglier, so I'm going to put it back. But we are... For stuff like, will the player be easy to see? That's something that we're going to know a lot better when we're making the levels themselves. Then I'll make adjustments, but I'm not going to make general adjustments right now, just because I don't know how it's going to work. And we're still a ways off from actually making playable levels, right? We're still in the change a bunch of things about the engine a bunch stage right now. I mean, we do want to put out a demo in the next month or two. Like, that would be really nice. But we'll worry about that once we're making the place. Also, keep in mind that this ruins area, you're not even gonna come to this area until later in the game. Like, the tile set you see here is not gonna be a tile set you see often. It's gonna be one dungeon later in the game. It's not even gonna be the first dungeon. Or it might not be. It might be the first dungeon. I'm not sure. We're spending so much time on lighting and fog today. But I'm tweaking it so much for this area that now there's gonna be important lighting in caves and fog in caves. So there is gonna be a decent deal of this. But really, once Andrew does the plains tile set and we have an outdoors area, it's not gonna have lighting like this. Because outdoors is just gonna be solid colors, I think. Or maybe, I don't know, because I do like this blackness here. We'll see. I want a platform fire with physics from this game. Would be neat. Would be neat. Part of me wants to add multiplayer, but the other part of me knows that I need to make the game first. And this is a game that does not need multiplayer. It would just be neat. Yeah, we'll have a Terra Labyrinth showdown as a post-launch update. Very dark. I think this looks pretty gosh dang nice, if you ask me. and now we have pretty much every feature from the old game. The old game had a couple enemies, but the reason I haven't added them in yet is because they weren't fun to fight in the old game, so they have to be redesigned in general. And the old game also has the fancy chest that you could see right here that I would like to add to the new one, but this was when the old game was going to be a roguelite kind of thing, and these were going to be where you find important items. Now we're not. Oh man, how did I fix the slopes? I copied over the thing, so the slopes might work in the new one. See, the slopes did not work before, and I have no idea when it started working. Did I do move and slide with snapped? With snap, I mean? Maybe Godot just magically fixed them, but no, Godot made its own fix. Okay, so I didn't do it with snap. It just works for some reason now. I have no clue why. Because it's working perfectly. Pretty perfectly. Like, walking down is smooth. Did I just use stopping on slopes as true? Oh. It looks like I did that. Yeah, I don't know. It's working better than I thought it would. And that probably means slopes are implemented into this game. It's just we don't have any slopes in our tile set right now. See, our tile set for this game is just this currently. That's all we have. But that's just, he just pulled out a couple tiles to test tiled. But our actual tile set looks a little bit more like this. So a lot more tiles, and then we even have another tile set next to this with even more stuff. So we're gonna get back here. I don't know if we're gonna need this many tiles, honestly, because like I said, it's going to be this area is not gonna be a huge. When it was a randomly generated game, then we needed like hundreds of rooms for that area. So yeah, we need a lot of tile diversity. But now we don't necessarily need as much tile diversity. Like I'm curious if we're even gonna be able to fit all of these tiles into a level without it being just kind of like so much. Like, you kind of need some regular ground and regular stuff. But who knows? Maybe having that many tiles will just make it look amazing, and we'll see. Because if we can make the demo dungeon have that many tiles and make it look nice and super varied from room to room, and that looks nice and people like it, then we'll just make every dungeon like that. You know? But really, only like the caves and plains tile sets are going to need that many tiles, or maybe more, because that's where a lot of the game's going to take place. A lot of the game is just going to be in outside areas that you explore and get a new item, or, oh, you have to pass through this plains tile to get to the next area. Like, we're gonna, like, there might be like in Zelda 2, there might be a bridge here that you have to cross, and you're forced to, there's gonna be forced encounters to progress certain areas. But this game is looking quite nice. Like, if we take a look at the first stream I did of this a couple weeks ago, this is what we started with on September 5th. So it's been 2 weeks. I think we made the right amount of progress for a rewrite in 2 weeks. What was I working on? I think I worked on cameras here. Oh, implemented the Owl Knight, but he was super buggy. Then I did some Stars Align, I guess. I just want to do a quick retrospective on what we did in the last couple of weeks. So I guess I just added in some more enemies here. See you, ZS. Thanks for coming. Oh, here's when we were putting together the overworld, apparently. That we still have. Thank you, Wally Booster. And we did buy Tile Cider, by the way. Tile Cider is working great. I played around with it, and it was really easy to use, and Andrew's playing around with it, and he's liking it. We didn't even have overworlds first. What was next? Let's skip ahead. Or no, let's see what was 1 week ago. 1 week ago, that's when we added overworld sprite. What else did we add? UI was last week. We had this room for a while. What's this? Still had that room. I think I might have just been working on physics and stuff here. Oh, Trailblazer, so items. And yeah. Here's when we added tiled. By the way, check the description for my Patreon. And then more tiled stuff, I assume, blah blah blah. Yeah, and all the streams, these streams are kind of short, but I do want to stick around 2-hour streams. We had a nice 3-hour one here to make up for those. Anyway, back to work. What do we have right now? In the last 2 days, we got we keep continuing to upgrade our tiled importer and our tiled importer script, I mean. And UI's improving. Today was a good ass stream for visuals. I'm quite happy with today's progress. Because, I mean, look at this. Gorgeous. And fog. Do we like the fog as is? I think the fog looks nice. Sometimes I look at the fog and I'm thinking maybe that's a little too much fog. But nah, I think it works. I spent so much time trying to make it less, because it was so subtle earlier. I tried so much time trying to make it more intense. I'm not gonna make it subtle again now. You are also looking at it more than an average player. Yeah, that's also true. I've been staring at this for quite some time. I've been staring at this. I wonder how many hundreds of hours have I spent on this game now? I think it'd have to be between the 1 and 200 range, maybe 2 and 300. But just considering that I have, just looking at the streams, I have, let's just count the 2 hour, them all as 2 hours, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 documented hours in the last 2 weeks, and plus I work on it more after streams, plus the original version. It's gotta be in the 1 to 200 range, maybe 2 to 300, which is honestly not that much. Might be more. I'm not sure. But considering we did maybe 30 in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't know. Caleb, don't, because it's been a year since I started this project, and this is still all I have to show. And this looks cool. This looks cool, but it's, could have been done faster. The only thing that for me looks a bit out of place is the smooth gradients of the dark area fog, while the rest of the world is pixels. I know what you're talking about, but personally I like that style. Like, we have a bunch of subpixel stuff here. Like, what's an example? All the particles kind of overlap, like, willy-nilly. All the, I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely, I think, is just a subjective thing. And some people might like it, some people might not. And No, I think what he means is the fact that the lighting is not pixelated with the rest of the tile set. And that's, yeah, it's kind of depends on the person. I mean, I play a lot of Terraria, and I basically have similar lighting system as Terraria. What do you mean the dark under the floor, then? The dark under the floor is the lighting. I'm confused as to what you mean. Sorry, man. I don't get it. Maybe it could be dirt under the floor. Yeah, that's another thing we could do. We could vary up the floors themselves. The reason I initially added in the shadow lighting in the first place is so that it doesn't look as monotonous. But we could make it look not as monotonous and use the lighting and make it look especially cool. I'm trying to think of other games that have that sort of look. I think AM2R. AM2R in certain areas. Well, they did it with tile sets entirely, where you could kind of see it smooth out. But then there's certain areas in AM2R that have the lighting. But I'm not sure if they have the shadows like we do. I think they just... Like, I think this lighting is just built in. And they did it really well. And I'm probably gonna try to take some notes from AM2R. Let me find one of the dark areas of the game. Definitely, I'm not sure if they're shadows. I think that's just a small, yeah, that's just a small cone around the player. And yeah, I did give your proposal plus. Very well worded. And personally, I haven't experienced the physics issues, but if they're there, I'm going to. Alright, it's been 2 hours. What else can we add before the end of the stream? Anything quick and visuals related? Trying to think. The next stream, which will likely be... No, tomorrow I'm going to be busy. Maybe tomorrow in the morning. If any of you are free in midday on a Friday. General Omni Night for filling in... Yeah. We could do that. Let's try that. So... And I'm going to steal Omni Night Light as a name. Yeah, maybe tomorrow I'm gonna try streaming in the morning so that some other people who want to see this stuff could see this stuff. Here, we'll call it Room Light. And we'll set the scale in a bit, but first let's just do that. Let's create a special texture for it so we'll be able to tell what it is. Soon, maybe after the stream, I'm gonna have to put all this tiled stuff outside of this folder because this is not organized. Ew. do this, just change the hue. Doesn't matter, just has to be something. Then objects, add room lights, object, room light. That actually looks kind of cool. And then we'll try this in cave. Okay. Now let's go to the cave. Oops. So now let's adjust. Here, we can adjust how it looks in there. Two and one. Maybe less energy. There. Now I also... You know how I should do it instead? I should make it... Can I do scale here? I don't think I can. Oh, I can. It would be cool if I'm not gonna do this right now, I kinda wanna stop. But if I make it just a circle so that we could actually visualize what the lights look like inside, and then we could set the scale in tiled, and then we'll adjust the actual scale in there. That's how I think I'm gonna do it. But for now, gonna take a break. I'll probably play around with that off stream because I want the next stream to be adding in some of the enemies that Andrew made that I didn't implement yet. So that's probably gonna be tomorrow or the next day. If I don't stream in the morning tomorrow, it'll probably be the next day. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Sorry for anyone who came in the last 5 minutes. I'm ending the stream now. I'll catch you all soon.